This is where Kolchak killed his wife. Of course, that's not his story.
What was it?
He claimed whatever it wasn't human. Pretty convenient, killing his wife, leaving him alive.
Kolchak, I didn't mean to get you arrested.
But you're not sure I'm innocent either, are you? Look at her left hand. She didn't have it before she died.
Why kill that woman and take that little girl? Why kill your wife, and why not you?
All these strange deaths. Like pieces in a puzzle I'm trying to put together. In nightmares, they intrude from places beyond our imagining. Demons, monsters, killers, who strike with no remorse or reason. In our waking hours, we look over our shoulder, out the corner of our eye, alert to the stranger who might attack without warning. But in all our lives, there is a greater danger, one even more terrifying for being unexpected. Not the killer we fear, but the killer we trust.
Atta baby! Good hustle, cushion, atta boy! Come on, Jeffrey, hit it hard, kid!
They're keeping him in?
It's his turn. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it!
I know, but this is gonna be terrible for him.
Sweetheart, he can do this.
Come on, Jeffrey. Hey, hit a fastball, huh? Play ball!
What are you doing?
I can't bear to watch this.
It's the last inning. There are 2 outs. He can win this.
Here we go, hit it hard, Jeffrey!
I have to go set up snow cones. I'll watch from there.
Jane? Jane!
The boy's way out in front of the ball. Remember how I showed you?
Back elbow up. Both eyes on the pitcher. Bring the bat back as he throws.
God, he looked so much like you did.
Dad, I'm really glad you could be here for this.
Atta boy, get down, keep your nose in there, Jeffrey.
You know what you have to do.
That's a good cut. Hey, get your nose on it right here. Here we go, Jeffrey. Hit it hard, kid.
Doug.
Weapon used was an aluminum baseball bat. Mrs. Lindman was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, on a personal note, and owing to the fact that I know I'm going to get this question from at least one of you, yes, I do know the defendant well. Doug Lindman has served this city for over 9 years as a loyal and dedicated prosecutor. This is a hard day for all of us. Questions?
Detective, will Mr. Lindman be given special treatment by your department?
I'm not sure that even merits an answer, but no, absolutely not. Harry, go ahead.
Could you describe for us the relationship between Mr. Lemon and his wife? Was there any difficulty in the marriage, any previous acts of violence?
None that I know of. At this point, I'm really not able to speculate on state of mind or motive.
Have you looked at Mr. Lemon's claim that he was visited by a dead man prior to the murder?
Come again?
In a statement you made, Mr. Lindman claims that he was visited at the baseball field by his father, Robert Lindman, except that Robert Lindman died 7 years ago.
Exactly, he died 7 years ago. What's your point?
Were there any other witnesses who saw Robert Lindman? He'd be a balding man, largish ears, 5'9", 5'10".
Excuse me, who are you?
Carl Kolchak. I'm with the Beacon.
Next question. Hey, partner.
Hey. Sounded like you had your hands full with that bunch.
No kidding. You ever hear that reporter, Kolchak, Carl Kolchak? His editor is going to get an earful from me.
Ghosts, Carl? Is that what you're asking detectives about?
I don't actually recall using the word ghosts.
No, dead man, largish ears.
Yeah, I did say that.
Even if I didn't know Doug and Jane Lindman personally, I'd have a hard time finding the humor in this.
I'm not making light, Tony. I just want to know why a happily married man suddenly decides to bash his wife's head in with a bat, claiming his dead father made him do it.
God, isn't it obvious? He snapped. It happens every day.
Sure, but why say his father directed him to kill her?
I don't know, Carl. Maybe he just broke from reality.
A man doesn't suddenly just break from reality, kill his wife, and then tell some crazy story to explain it.
Okay. Then maybe he didn't break from reality. Maybe this is a story he's concocting to service an insanity defense.
You're talking about a prosecutor. Don't you think he'd come up with a better story?
Ask him yourself. His attorney called. Doug wants to talk, not to bolster some kind of insanity plea. He intends to plead guilty.
I met her my first year in law school. I married her the day I passed the bar to celebrate. I love my wife. I need you to write that. I need you to tell my son. They won't even let me see him.
Mr. Lemon, can you talk us through that day at the ballpark?
I did it. I murdered her. I still don't know why.
You told the police you saw your deceased father.
Yes. Several times. Before. But not since.
Did you think it was strange, seeing him?
No. It felt so... It just felt right. I missed him so much in the last few years. When he started to visit me. It was kind of like a dream, you know? In a dream, it feels natural.
Did he tell you to kill your wife?
Yes. No, I mean, he didn't say, kill Jane. He said to me, you know what you have to do. Somehow I did.
I have to ask you this, Mr. Lemon. Why are you pleading guilty? I mean, you don't appear to me to be delusional. Do you think you are?
What else would I be?
I'm not sure. But I think you owe it to your wife to find out if someone else, or if something else, is responsible.
Can I ask you two to step outside, please? Now. You're leading this man down a path he doesn't want to go. He wants to plead guilty.
We're just asking questions, Detective Granoff.
Oh. You know, Perry, you've always been a stand-up reporter, so I'm going to be nice about this. I don't care who your boss knows. You'll have no further access to Doug Lindman. Understood?
I'm thinking I'm understanding what this whole thing is about. Why you're so interested in this case.
Is that right?
Yeah. Have you seen the autopsy photos of Lindman's wife?
Yeah, I have. And there's no mark on her wrist. I'm not gonna let this go. There's something deeper here. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do.
What's this?
It's Doug Lindman's effects. His attorney agreed to let me take a look through it.
Kolchak, didn't Detective Granoff just tell you to back off?
No, he said we couldn't talk to Lindman. He didn't say you can't go through his stuff.
And what exactly do you expect to find?
You'll laugh.
I won't laugh.
All right, everything Doug Liman described, the dreamlike state, the compulsion to act, even the appearance of a loved one, matches records of the spirit possession.
Sorry. Spirit possession. And you think Linman just jotted all this down in his day planner?
No. But there may be evidence here of a trigger.
What do you mean by trigger?
Well, possessions usually take place at a time of personal crisis, so anything can be a trigger. A bankruptcy filing, a diagnosis from the doctor. But there's nothing here. The only unusual reference is AC/DC.
AC/DC. So is that the band, the battery, or the sexual preference?
None of the above. It's an appointment he underlined, 11 a.m. last Thursday. What?
AC/DC stands for Appellate Court Damon Kaler. I happen to know he filed a writ of habeas corpus there last Thursday.
Well, who's Damon Kaler?
Kaler was sort of a Charles Manson wannabe. He recruited lost souls and persuaded them that society was corrupt and needed to be wiped clean.
By wiped clean, I gather you mean killing people.
Specifically, the moral hypocrites. They only managed to kill one so-called hypocrite before being arrested, but they hacked off the head of an oil executive in a Palos Verdes supermarket parking lot.
Nice. You covered Kaler's trial.
Linman prosecuted. They never could get him for the murder his followers committed, but he was convicted on a separate charge of strangling his wife, Teresa.
Wait a sec, look what you wrote here. Inman claimed Kaler possessed his followers to commit murder?
He wasn't talking about a literal possession.
Huh, maybe he was.
No. Wait, Carl. Linman was using the word possession as a metaphor.
Maybe, but what if this guy Kaler metaphorically possessed his followers to kill and now somehow literally directed Linman to do the same?
Kaler indoctrinated weak-minded people over a period of months, even years. It'd be a pretty neat trick if he could have done the same thing to a prosecutor from inside his jail cell.
It would, wouldn't it?
Look, if Kaler's involved, and I'm not saying he is, why not consider the more likely scenario?
Which is?
His old followers, from the outside. Maybe he directed them to take revenge.
Either way, we need to find out. Tony, we got to get back in to see Doug Liman.
Can't.
Well, we could go over Granoff's head, talk to the warden.
No, I mean we can't. Doug Liman is dead. He hung himself in his cell early this morning. That's why he agreed to talk. He intended the interview to be his final statement.
Thank you for seeing us so quickly, Warden.
Not a problem. Kaler doesn't get many visitors, not since he's been confined to solitary.
When was the last time you had any visitors?
There was only one. It was months ago, February.
Can I get a name?
I can get you that.
What did Kaler do to end up in solitary?
Well, that's what he said, not what he did. I thought you knew.
Knew what?
Kaler made a lot of enemies here. Told the prisoners they were all worthless, a bunch of cowards. Last year, he was attacked in the kitchen. Somebody threw hot oil in his face, permanently blinded him.
Kaler's blind?
See why we can't very well put him back in the general population. You know, half the gangs in here still have a standing death order against him. Mark here will be outside the whole time. That's, if you need him.
Thanks.
Carl. Just...
What?
I thought I could do it.
What are you talking about?
I covered Kaler's trial for 6 months, and...
He's shackled and blind.
I need you to interview him without me. Sorry.
Where is she?
Who?
They said Perry Reed was coming. Where is she?
She's not coming. My name is Carl
I know
Colcher.
who you are, but I agreed to talk to her, not you.
Are you doing that?
You certainly have an active imagination, Mr. Kolchak. Why don't you check the batteries?
They're new.
What is it that you wanted to ask, Mr. Kolchak? What's the angle of your story?
Prosecutor who put you away.
He's dead. I heard.
You're in solitary, Mr. Kaler. How did you know that?
It's a prison. You hear things.
And you're not sorry he's dead?
Well, you mean like all the people you quote in your paper? He seems so normal, such a good father. I don't grieve for hypocrites.
You'd seen Mr. Linman recently, haven't you?
I don't see anyone anymore. He opposed my writ of habeas corpus, and it was denied.
So this was revenge?
I don't understand.
I think you do. You're known as a powerful manipulator. See, I think that you somehow directed Doug Lemon to kill his wife.
My followers were weak-minded. Directing a prosecutor would be a pretty neat trick from inside my cell.
You know what you have to do. What does it mean?
It means all of those who belong in hell will find their way.
He did it.
Wait, he told you that?
No, but he knew things he shouldn't have.
If there's one thing Kaler's capable of, it's manipulating you into believing he's guilty.
Then why not come right out and say it? And why play coy?
He's a manipulator, world class. Look, I don't know what kind of game he's playing, but I have no doubt in my mind he's playing one.
If this is a game, is it over? Or is it just starting?
Boys, no running in the house. And wash up. Dinner in 15 minutes. Colin, can you turn that down, please? Colin, can you turn that down, please?
Mommy, look what I made.
Okay, sweetie, get cleaned up.
Mom, you didn't look. Mommy!
Okay, honey, I'm sorry. I'm looking.
You know what you have to do.
Yeah.
Press is supposed to be back there behind the police tape.
I'm not asking for a statement, Detective. I need to talk to you.
Not now.
I believe there's a connection between this murder and the murder of Doug Linman's wife.
Why do you say that?
Amanda Daniels is a highly respected judge. Doug Linman, a top prosecutor. Now, both of them presided at the trial of Damon Kaler.
That was 3 years ago. What's Kaler have to do with anything?
You arrested Kaler, Detective. I mean, you know he's a manipulator. That he directed his followers to kill.
Kaler is in prison, Mr. Kolchak.
Yeah, but both Linman and Daniels claim they were directed to kill by loved ones they lost.
Judge Daniels only shared that information with me and my partner. How did you know that?
I didn't. But it's true, isn't it?
She claims that she saw the image of her 6-year-old daughter, who was killed in a drunk driving accident last year.
Then how do you explain that?
I can't. And neither can you.
Detective, you testified against Kaler at his trial.
Yeah, so?
Have you had any visions of a dead parent, a child, a family member you loved or miss?
I think they need to start upping your medication, Kolchak, all right? And soon.
He's just not willing to believe.
Yeah, neither will Perry.
What do you mean?
Perry. Didn't she tell you?
Tell me what?
About the role she played in Kaler's conviction.
What role?
Linman couldn't prosecute Kaler for the crimes his followers committed, not until Perry interviewed Kaler's wife, who admitted that he directed them to kill.
And that's why Kaler killed his wife?
The day Perry's story was published.
Katrina Ortega?
Yes?
I'm Perry Reed. I'm a reporter.
From the Beacon. I remember you. At the trial.
I'd like to talk to you about Damon Kaler.
You shouldn't. I can get in trouble if you come back here.
Katrina, I think Kaler's getting revenge on the judge and the prosecutor who tried him.
I don't know anything about that.
I think you do.
Me?
Yeah, according to the warden, you visited Kaler in prison 6 months ago. Why?
Because I couldn't say no. How's that for an answer? After 2 years of deprogramming and lithium, when he called, I still came running.
Did he ask you to do anything for him, to contact anyone?
No. He just said he was done with us. That he didn't need any of us anymore.
But he didn't say why.
He's blind, but he still sees, you know. Not with his eyes. He sees inside you. People you love, people you miss. That's how he'd get us to do things for him. Get inside our heads. And then use our own memories against us. Confuse us. If the police didn't stop us, it would have been my turn. I would have killed someone too. Someone like you. He hates you, you know. All of you. He blames you for turning his wife against him. His hate is like this flame burning in his heart. It'll never go out. Not until you're all dead.
You asked to see me?
I heard about poor Judge Daniels. 17 years of marriage down the drain.
So you're admitting it? That you directed her to kill?
I have a message the people need to hear. I want it printed on the front page of the Beacon. Do that, and I feel certain the killings will stop.
You're blackmailing us?
I'm simply trying to help.
Why would I believe you'd keep your word?
I've learned more about you since our last visit, Mr. Kolchak. About the death of your wife, Irene. The bizarre story you told the police.
How'd you know that?
The point is, you're someone I can deal with. Someone who understands loss, like I do.
I'm not like you.
But you are. These other people are hypocrites, claiming to be virtuous when their real interest is advancing their careers, buying bigger houses, newer cars, taking vacations in Hawaii and Aspen. Not you. You're in this for yourself, and you admit it. I respect that.
I didn't murder my wife. You murdered yours.
I loved my wife as deeply as you loved yours. But they confused her into turning against me. I hated what they made me do.
You're responsible for your wife's death, no one else.
Just as Doug Linman is responsible for his wife. And Judge Daniels for her husband. And the same for all of those who will follow. Let them live with that pain. If they can. I have one more condition.
So he'll only give it to Perry.
Yeah, he said he's offended by her refusal to see him, that she owes it to him.
There's no way I'm gonna let this newspaper become a mouthpiece for a lunatic.
What are we supposed to tell Kaler?
Tell him to shove it.
What?
I thought you believed he was responsible for these deaths.
Yeah, I do. I think that
Kaler's loss of eyesight and time alone have allowed him to strengthen his mind, to focus it.
So you really think this guy's become some kind of homicidal, amazing Kreskin?
You can't doubt he's involved.
I don't doubt that, just not the way you think he is.
Point is, look, if we don't print his manifesto, Kaler's just going to keep killing people.
And I think he will, even if we do. Perry said it. Kaler's a games player. This is part of a game.
So why hasn't he tried to influence her? Or Granoff?
Maybe he has. We need to contact Granoff's partner. We need to...
Granoff doesn't have a partner.
Sure he does.
No, Glenn Mitchell died 6 months ago. He never got a new one.
Granoff said he was at the crime scene this morning.
Hey, Pat, wait up.
Hey, what's going on?
We just had a disturbance call. 4400 Cloverdale.
4400 Cloverdale, that's my address.
I know. You know what you have to do.
Okay, thanks. They think he went home. He's not picking up his cell.
I'll get the address.
What is this? What? Pat?
Are you sure you want to go through with this?
Have to.
No, you don't.
If Granoff killed his wife because I couldn't go in there,
Guard.
Please, sit, Miss Reed.
You got what you wanted. She's here. Now give it to us.
I said sit.
Who do you think you're talking to?
it's all right.
I'm grateful you came this evening, Miss Reed. I know how hard it was for you to walk into this room. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You're afraid of me.
Yes, I am.
Strange, isn't it? Well, after all, I'm shackled, a blind man. But you know why? It's because I can't see you. But I can see who you are.
You can see, Kaler. But what you see, you twist.
I should have been a reporter.
However you're doing it, we want the killings to stop.
Printed on the front page of the Beacon, as is. No editor's commentary, no explanation. Does your editor agree to these conditions?
I suppose he'll have to.
Good.
enough! I know what you fear, I know what you hate! I know what you have to do!
Did you get it? Is this some kind of joke?
What?
It's empty. The whole thing.
But I don't understand. Why would he give us a blank book?
Because you were right. This was a game, and you were the prize.
Me?
Yeah, you remember Doug Liman's day planner?
AC/DC? The day of Kaler's appellate court hearing?
Kaler filed a motion knowing that it would be denied.
Why would he do that?
Because he knew that Linman, Judge Daniels, and Granoff would all be there with him.
I still don't understand what this has to do with an empty notebook.
What if Kaler needed to see his victims in order to control them?
To see them?
Yeah, to be with them, to be near them so he could see inside their heads. He lied about this because he knew it would put him in contact with the one victim he couldn't claim until now. You.
Thanks. I see you looking at me.
Huh?
I can see you, Jane. Stop it.
I'm worried about you.
Go away. Today.
Okay.
How's she doing?
She seems agitated. What if she stabs me with her letter opener when I'm not looking?
Well, I think she'll only go after people she loves, Jane, so you're pretty safe.
What did Granoff say?
Well, he's agreed to ask the warden to send Kaler to a deep isolation facility in upstate Michigan, so...
Moving him make any difference?
I don't know.
I'm gonna, catch you later.
How you feeling?
Well, the way you and Jane keep staring at me, I feel like the most popular girl at the prom.
Yeah, I don't think Jane wants the next dance, though.
How's Granoff?
Better. You know, the doctor gave him some anti-anxiety pills. Which, brings me to something I wanted to discuss with you. Medication.
No. No.
Just hear me out.
I'm not taking any drugs, Kolchak. Come
It's
on.
just sleeping pills. Look, if you're asleep, you pose no danger to yourself or anyone else.
Look, I'm not gonna hurt anyone, okay? I'm not seeing anybody.
Yeah, that's just what Granoff thought.
So how long am I supposed to be asleep for?
Just until morning, until the warden gets Kaler out of state.
And what possible difference does that make?
I don't know, but it's worth a try.
Did Jane take my letter opener?
Perry, look, if you won't do it for yourself, do it for your parents. Do it for anyone you love.
I can't express enough how much I hate the idea of this whole thing.
Think of it as a vacation from your problems.
It's not funny. I feel like Kaler won.
No, he hasn't.
He has. He got inside my head. I'm afraid to go to sleep. I'm afraid of what I'll dream.
I'm gonna be right here, okay?
You know what you have to do. 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 What you have to do. You know what you have to do. It can't be.
I know how much you've missed me. The way I've missed you.
You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do.
I can't get through to Kolchak.
He's not picking up?
No. Not at Perry's, not his cell phone. I think Kaler might have tricked us.
You know
how
to do.
Kolchak spent more time with him than any one of us. What if he couldn't get to Reed? So he got to him instead.
You get down there, I'll call Granoff.
Okay.
You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do.
It's not there. It can be just like it was. Before you were lost and searching for answers. When your life still belonged to you.
Granoff. Pat, it's Tony Vincenzo. Listen, could you get a couple officers over to Perry Reed's apartment?
Yeah, of course, but why?
We're just afraid that some of Kaler's followers might target her next.
Tell her she doesn't need to worry about Damon Kaler. I've just been talking to the warden, and we're going to be transferring him a little early.
What do I have to do?
You know what you have to do.
You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do.
Hurry! Kolchak!
You know what you have to do. 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 You know what you have to do.
Kolchak!
You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do.
Kolchak, open the door! Kolchak!
You know what you have to do. 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 You know what you have to do.
You know what you have to do.
Hurry! What's going on out here? Call the cops! Now!
He did what he said. It was done. Less than a minute. Hey. Hey. You can have this back now.
Thanks.
I took it.
I know. So,
We don't have to talk about it.
you saw her last night, didn't you?
I saw... So what he wanted me to see.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good.
I spent long hours looking outside for answers. But there is a deeper understanding hidden inside. About the darkness that resides in each of us. And how far we would go to get back what we can never recover.